Morning Blitz begins now.
It's not uncommon to see hip fractures or head injuries, which can be fatal.
He told me about some very common hazards.
Soap, conditioner, shampoo residue accumulates on the shower floor.
Experts recommend getting accessories to help prevent a fall. Things like a grab handle, just like this one, and a non-slip mat.
Showers can also generate steam that might make you dizzy or lightheaded.
Just sit on the floor.
There you go, Lewis.
There was no accident yesterday.
You had no shower accident?
No, it was a good day.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
Thank you.
Well done. Well done in the shower.
You know what, though? Scoping out some of those handicap bathrooms, that rail wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, sometimes you just want a little extra hand.
I mean, why not just do the chair? It's the shower chair to me sounds... I mean, first of all, aren't we all pretty tired when we're in the shower?
Just
early
sit in
morning,
there.
You're like, just have a seat, man. Have a seat.
Just sit in there and just let it happen.
You guys, I watched the Bratz documentary.
Me too.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't because Lauren's out of town.
What?
Until tonight.
Does that mean you would be show cheating? She wants to see it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and look, she's banging dudes in Chicago, so me cheating on shows, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, can you give me just a quick opinion?
Oh, I loved it.
They're all
It was
old.
just, the nostalgia was great.
Okay, can I just put this out there? To me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt what you were
Oh, the
saying?
only other thing I was going to say, I don't want to spoil anything.
There's no spoiling. We all know. Well, maybe there is some spoiling.
Just their attitude toward the title Brat Pack and then how it changed, which I was glad because I was upset with them at first. That's all,
Okay, here's what I'm going to say about this whole thing, all right? I'm going to say, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Maybe 3 stars because there was some nostalgia there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's an hour-and-a-half therapy session for Andrew McCarthy.
Yes.
That's it. He's trying to work through his problems here. And that's it, because everyone else, although many agreed that they did not like the terminology Brat Pack, that they were named the Brat Pack.
They took it the wrong way.
Yeah, they took it the wrong way. I will say that most of them were able to really move past that long ago, and I don't think Andrew McCarthy was, and I feel like it sort of made him look sad.
Yes.
Like a sad human being.
Yeah. But they brought him around.
I think so. And I mean,
Especially
lovely...
Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy is... Do you not want her as a best friend?
Yeah, she's awesome.
like a best friend person. Like the greatest. Rob Lowe's incredible. What a nice, energetic, kind, like positive person to say, hey, and the fact that you find out the two didn't really get along because they were in such competition as kids. But anyway, that... Demi Moore was lovely in it. So I would say that most of them sort of brought him around, but I felt like he was like, my career didn't go anywhere, and I blame it on the name Brat Pack, and the rest of them were fairly successful.
Oh my gosh.
Demi
was incredible.
Fairly to really successful, I should say.
Rob
Lowe's hugely successful.
Do you know where the term Brat Pack came from?
Yeah, David Blum's article.
Well, no, but you know why they called him the Brat Pack.
Yeah, we know the Rat Pack and all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just asking.
Well, I mean, we watched the documentary.
I was trying to impress you with my nostalgic knowledge of Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra.
Well done. That's exactly where it came from.
I didn't think you guys would expect me to know that, but I did.
I love that you do.
Thank you.
But that's a centerpiece.
I was just looking for a little self-glorification.
No, that's a real centerpiece of the documentary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
But McCarthy, his whole thing was, well, I'm not a brat. That's basically his attitude.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever I heard the term, I was like, well, these are the young, hot, studs of Hollywood.
And
that's, to me, that was what it represented.
Therein lies the emotional disconnect for me, because I always thought the term Brat Pack was cool.
Yes, exactly.
I loved it.
Everybody did.
And then it turns out they felt, or some of them at least, felt very cut off at the knees by this term.
They thought it was insulting.
Let me tell you.
So it's like, to me, there's an emotional disconnect. I don't get any of the negative emotions that they have surrounding this term, because most of them went on to have very successful careers. Like, who cares about the term? But Andrew McCarthy was really bogged down by it, and I couldn't quite get my arms around that.
But I'm sorry to Andrew McCarthy, but he went on from things like The Breakfast Club, and what was he in, Weird Science or
he
whatever?
wasn't in The Breakfast Club. He was in St. Elmo's Fire.
St. Elmo's Fire,
Yeah.
sorry. He went on to do one of the greatest 80s movies ever.
Less Than Zero.
Damn right.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
I've
love
never
Less
seen
Than-
that.
Oh
Less Than
my
Zero is
God!
fantastic.
Oh, it's so good.
It's Robert
Kelly.
Downey Jr. cast. You know what? Robert Downey Jr. cast as Iron Man was a fantastic casting, but Robert Downey Jr. cast as Julian in Less Than Zero
The
is
best.
phenomenal because that was who he was in real life.
Yes. Oh, it's such a great movie, Kelly. Oh my God.
I need to see it. Now,
Less
and the
Than
girl
Zero.
who played Star
Jamie
in Lost Boys.
Jamie Gertz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, it's fantastic. movie.
a young James Spader is in it.
Yeah, that's right. Spader's in it too. Yeah, it's
he
great.
does act up to this day, too. I mean, and I
Yeah.
guess he was a director on
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, he's been very successful.
Very successful, but so put upon by this term
Rat
given
pack.
to them by a journalist.
Yeah.
They had it. I don't know. It was just an interesting for me. There was a disconnect with the.
It was very
With- Go ahead.
I was just saying, very disappointing that Molly Ringwald wasn't there and Judd Nelson, and the very end
Yeah,
was
that was
great
good.
was a great way to end it.
Yeah, that was good. I kind of I was a little miffed that Molly Ringwald. I thought, oh, do you just feel like you're just too good for this sort of
Right.
documentary? But at the end, I thought, I kind of get it because
Yeah.
all this was trying to soothe Andrew McCarthy's ego. That's
Right.
what I felt like the whole
Yeah.
hour and a half was.
Emilio was hilarious to me. His whole attitude. It's like, yeah,
He
I
didn't like
I
it
didn't-
either.
Well, he was willing to come talk. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. Kind of
Yeah,
funny.
he's sort of like he didn't like it, and the whole article was based on Emilio Estevez,
Right.
so he was probably the most insulted by the term, but he moved on.
Yeah,
Let me
Andrew
tell you.
McCarthy's like, what were you thinking?
Judd Nelson may not have lent his time to this, but let me tell you, Judd Nelson also played an awesome role in one of the defining movies of the early 90s. He was in a little film called New Jack City with Wesley Snipes.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What else have I seen him in besides The Breakfast Club?
Who?
Judd Nelson.
Well, I mean, he voiced Rodimus Prime in the ill-fated Transformers, the animated movie, and I didn't think his career would recover from that, but along came New Jack City, so life was good again.
And I know he's still out there working. I just don't know that I guess he was in Empire. A bunch of episodes of Empire.
Oh, yeah, he was. I remember that.
Billionaire Boys Club. So good.
Okay,
It
never
was
saw that.
So good.
Looks like a mini series called Transformers: Power of the Primes.
He's probably
don't
a
know.
voice.
Yeah, he's voiced.
Oh, is that a cartoon? Okay, yeah, I haven't seen any of these, but of course, loved him in The Breakfast Club. But anyway, if you were a kid in the '80s, it's sort of interesting
Yeah.
to watch.
Kelly, you've got to watch Less Than Zero.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the
said
list.
hello, Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. McCarthy was in Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, you
And
see,
Michael
it's
said,
him, it's
traffic
you.
report, please, 70's a mess.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll
Okay,
get to that
we'll
here
get
in
to that.
just a sec. I'll let you know. Daniel Tosh tickets and Sarah Silverman tickets again today. Your choice of those coming up just after 7. Morning Blitz trivia right now with $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. Every year we have this festival. It's getting more and more popular. It's called Haunted Fest, and it will happen at Kimba Live in October. Who's going to headline? Who is the headliner for Haunted Fest this year? Friday, October 25th. Be the first to tell us at 99700, and you get the gift card.
624. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Father's Day. Is this weekend?
It is. It is. Yes, it
You
is.
guys celebrating? I know you are, Thick
Well,
Rick.
I mean,
they'll be celebrating you. Are you two
Will
being
they?
celebrated?
I don't know. Nobody's told me anything.
Do you usually get celebrated on Father's Day?
Yes.
Okay, so I bet with my skills of deduction, I bet they'll celebrate you on Sunday. How
Not
about
me.
you, Lewis? Not
No.
you? No?
No. Lauren wanted the kids to get me a shirt that says, even though I'm not from your sack, I still have your back.
Classy. Where do you get something like that?
I don't know. Probably like online or a flea market. I think you can find that kind of stuff on the internet.
That is hilarious.
I'm not father material. I will say, though,
Oh, we know.
there was a time when I would like have to hide because I didn't want one of those calls on Father's Day. I didn't want to have. I needed plausible deniability.
Wait a
But-
minute. What do you mean?
Like
know.
a phone call from a random,
Yes.
16-year-old
Exactly.
saying, hey,
Happy Father's Day.
did
Right.
you go to University of Cincinnati
Right,
back in...
exactly. So we've moved past that.
All right, so you're still a father figure. I mean, if not a father figure, you have made many, many meals for the children in your home.
I did. I even somehow paid for carryout last night.
I do think maybe you're due a meal on Sunday.
I don't want them to cook.
Okay. They're doing you a solid on Father's Day by not
because
cooking.
then I'd have... No, either two things would happen if they cook. One, I would have to clean the kitchen myself, or Lauren would have to clean it, and then I would have to listen to some form of bitching because it wasn't cleaned up to standard, or she had to clean it after being in Chicago for a week. So
okay,
no,
gotcha.
Don't cook for me.
Yeah, nothing.
We're good.
Just leave me alone. More is that more the attitude?
No, I mean that's a good question. If I were, what would you want? What do you want for Father's Day? You are the dad in the room.
I honestly just chill.
A couple hours on the boat.
No, I mean I'm all for that. There's a couple of great Father's Day tournaments Sunday that my son would fish with me. Of course, he's sick now because when Tessa's sick, my son's sick, so that's how that works.
Oh gosh, they're both sick.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I just want to hang out with my family and have some good food. And,
Younger me had this dream of never being a dad, but adopting a young child from Uganda with the power to play professional basketball that would become an NBA superstar and provide me with the lap of luxury that I've always wanted to live in. So perhaps one day my Ugandan son that I would adopt would buy me an Audi R8 that would be in the driveway on Father's Day. And thank you, Hakeem. I could have never asked for more.
Are we talking about Olajuwon?
Not anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know where he was.
Good luck in the NBA Finals.
I didn't know if there
Dad will be rooting.
I didn't
you
know
on.
if there was somebody specific you were talking about.
That would be, how like everybody has their things for adoption. I would adopt the Ugandan kid that had to be good at basketball.
Jeez.
Are you putting them through trials?
Absolutely.
Oh, I can't even talk about this. This is really uncomfortable.
Right?
He speaks fantastic English. I don't care about that. How's his jump shot?
Oh boy. I think you're supposed to joke about that behind closed doors and not on the radio.
Lewis's opinions are not the expressive views
Exactly.
of this company.
I'm like backing off.
Fine.
When's
I
the
would like
lightning strike happening here?
I would like to adopt a son named from Switzerland who's fantastic at downhill skiing that could be Olympic caliber.
I gotcha.
Well, that's really no different, is it?
No.
So, all right. Well, hey, listen. Speaking of NBA superstars, our Morning Blitz trivia question: who will headline the very popular annual Haunted Fest at Kemba Live in October? And the answer is Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
because he's into the whole. When he's there, he will be DJ Diesel. That's his DJ name.
Oh.
DJ Diesel. Yeah, he's into the whole. Like the dubstep, the Lost Lands, that heavy. DJing, mixing, all that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Can I just say real quick, Carrie wants Lewis to get unlimited meatballs for Father's Day.
Thank
since
you.
you were left with only one.
No, I didn't want it. I was just like, why'd you leave one in the container? Who's going to eat one cocktail meatball?
Well, since you were mad about just one, how about unlimited
there we
sitting
go.
in the fridge that you won't eat?
Lewis would probably be thrilled if the kids cleaned their room on Sunday. You'd probably be ecstatic.
Probably would. I'm surprised that, the kids don't throw the dishes away so they don't have to load them in the dishwasher. We used to have plates. I don't know what happened.
Oh, Roger brought up something along Thick Rick's Father's Day lines. He said if it's not in Kelly's news, which it is not, let people know free fishing this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You don't need a
Father's
license.
Day weekend. You don't need a license.
I guess, by the way, Shaq has a chicken restaurant coming to Columbus.
Yeah,
Big chicken.
Big chicken.
Big
You never
chicken.
had it?
No, never heard of it.
It's good, but it is way overpriced. When
is
I
it?
say way overpriced, I mean like...
That surprises me from Shaq. That really does.
Oh, it's way overpriced.
Because he's the biggest giver on the planet.
I took the girl there one shop when we were shopping one day, and she's like, can I get a cookie? I'm like, yeah, the cookie was $13.
No, it was
I'm not kidding.
Was it a cake cookie?
Oh, no, it was the Big Shack cookie, $13.
No.
I'm not lying. Me and her went to dinner there. It was $45 for two of us to have lunch.
Jeez.
Oh,
yeah, Big
this
Shack,
food
big
looks
chicken,
really good.
big
I'm looking
price.
at the menu. Holy cow, it looks
it's fantastic.
really
They have
good.
great sauces. The grilled chicken cheese sandwich is fantastic, but yeah, it's pricey.
Ooh, they have shake
For what it
Sunday.
is.
Oh,
We just got a text that Lewis is a racist. From
Yeah,
your
but
best-
consider that
from your
consider
best
that-
friend Joshua.
Consider that bag of dicks.
Oh, I like Joshua.
That's one. I'd like to give everybody his number so they could all text him.
You didn't know that you don't do that.
Test me, bag of dicks. See what happens.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Okay.
Joshua, you succeeded at getting under his skin again.
Nah, he's not worth my time. See, for him,
But he is. Listen to you.
for him, this is the highlight of his day. For me, it's just Friday. 6:42 on the Morning Blitz with Kelly and Lewis. Friday is upon us.
Friday.
It's his.
Friday.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
So she says it. She says it right. Oh, yeah, we got to do that now. Jeez.
You guys, I'm still looking at the menu for Big Chicken. Oh, it looks delicious. I almost would be willing to pay those large prices.
Like, well, so
Ooh,
what is it?
listen.
Can you get like a meal, a combo meal?
I
Or
guess.
is that-
I didn't see
or
that.
is
I'm
it-
just
or
seeing
is
the
it like
individual.
a restaurant.
No, well, it looks fast food.
Okay.
It looks like a fast food. It looks like there's some tables and all. You can dine in or dine out.
This is Shaq's restaurant,
Listen to
by
this.
the way. Big
they
Chicken.
have something called dirty fries with cheese sauce, bacon, banana peppers, and chipotle barbecue.
Okay, that's
I
loaded
wanna
fries.
try that.
That's loaded fries.
Loaded fries. Okay,
Yeah.
they call them dirty fries. They have mac and cheese, jalapeno slaw. They have your regular crinkle cut fries. They've got just all kinds of stuff. These chicken sandwiches look incredible. Ugh.
So how much is a chicken sandwich?
It doesn't say because you have to like do your
okay.
location and then get us. I haven't gone through to see how much they would charge here. I'm sure it's different in different markets, isn't it? Or no?
No, I mean, I would think the price
Oh.
is standard.
You think the price is standard?
No, I think you're going to pay a lot more in New York City than you are
you mean
Columbus,
like that?
Ohio.
I thought,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty close to standard.
I mean, everything's more expensive in bigger cities.
Right. But I think, I'm trying to, I can't see a menu either. I can't see the prices either. I can just see what's on the menu.
Yeah,
It's
right, right. I
expensive.
can't
I just
either.
remember taking the girl child there and we spent like $45 and all I got was, I think I got a chicken sandwich and 2 drinks, chicken sandwich. We split a fry. She got a sandwich and a big cookie and it was like $45.
Well, speaking of food, you guys may remember a couple of weeks ago, in his effort to save Red Lobster, Flava Flav brought on the menu.
Yeah.
He bought one of everything on the menu,
Yeah.
and we all they need to do a collab together. Well, here's the commercial.
Yeah, boy. When the internet said Red Lobster's going away, boy Flavor Flav said, not today. Crab Fest is here, boy, and they got 2 flavors, just like me. Flavor Flav. We got roasted garlic and new Cajun butter. Getting the most bona fide comeback yet. The comeback you'll be coming back for.
So he's doing their endorsement and commercial for their Crab Fest.
That's really funny. I love that move.
Oh, he can't stand it. He's like, we got to save Red Lobster.
It's
great.
Everybody's got to have a cause.
Right.
Now, do we have time to talk about Rob Schneider? Because I'm
Yeah, no,
absolutely
yeah.
great. Because I am really interested. I do, in talking about this. Was he on a podcast? Is that what that was? Was it a podcast that he was speaking on?
No, he was on a radio show.
A radio show.
In Australia, on KIIS in Sydney, Australia. It's the Kyle and Jackie O show, which is they're syndicated over there. They're the biggest radio show in Australia.
Gotcha.
And he was talking about, the Academy. They were talking about the Academy Awards and the infamous slap where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, which, Rob Schneider and Chris Rock are very, very good friends. And Rob was asked if he spoke to his friend Chris after the incident happened, because Rob revealed, he was an elected official of the SAG-AFTRA union. Rob Schneider is.
Yes.
And so he, he's kind of like, he couldn't.
Well, he was one of the people actually in talks as to how they should sanction Will
Right,
Smith. So
exactly.
he couldn't really talk
Right,
about
and he
it.
talks about that here and much more.
Do you ever speak to Chris Rock after the slap? Because he's your mate.
Yeah.
I would have been straight on the phone if it was my mate getting
No,
slapped.
but
going,
I was in a sticky situation because I was actually, an elected official of the union at the time.
Oh.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh,
And
I
he's-
liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. That he's really an asshole.
But-
He's a deep, dark thing. To do that in front of all those people, and to a really great, legendary comedian who's literally the best comedian of our generation.
Sure.
You wouldn't have this whole wave of comedy that came after if it wasn't for Chris Rock. He's kicked open the doors. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I want to know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say...
Like the nicest,
yes.
most wonderful. He's a liar. Complete, utter fraud.
Is that wild to hear one celebrity say that about another? You just never hear that. You never hear people being honest about their experiences out of probably fear of the industry, I don't know,
Backlash,
turning their back on you or something.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider's an interesting person.
Will was banned from the Academy Awards for 10 years.
He was, but I think Rob's issue with that night was the fact that they let him go up and accept an award. And he said, if I would have done that, they would have just escorted me out immediately.
Right. And Will Smith never acknowledged it. Again, the rest of the night, like when he went up to accept his award, he could have said, "I'm really sorry for what happened earlier. I was out of line," and then went on. If he could have just dropped that in, just that simple, to acknowledge that, he shouldn't have done that. It would have made all the difference in the world, I think.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting.
So, but obviously there's more than just that. When you listen to Rob Schneider say stuff like that, and again, that's what Rob's saying, and that's Rob's opinion. But
I do love a mouthy celebrity. Oh.
All right. When Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen broke up, Gisele got with this jiu-jitsu instructor. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. All of that was going on. Well, then they had the Tom Brady roast, and that was a big topic with the comedians who were roasting Brady, was going in on the fact that Gisele's with this jiu-jitsu guy. Well, his name is Joaquin, and he does not like the spotlight. He does not like it at all. He can't deal with it. The fame side of Gisele's life, he doesn't like it. Well, then when the roast happened, he started getting a lot of unwanted attention because he was brought up so many times during the roast,
right?
That he broke up with Gisele.
Over the roast?
Yeah, because he can't deal with all the attention.
All right, okay. That's just an excuse to break up with one of the most beautiful women in the world. Like, you're already wanting out if that makes you leave her.
Well, people kept asking him if he was the reason for their divorce.
Yeah, who cares? If you love somebody, you don't care. You don't care. You're with the love of your life. Obviously, he's looking to get out.
That gave him an out?
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
I think.
Well, Gisele now blames Tom Brady for their breakup because Tom agreed to do the roast.
Gisele, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that dude did not want to be with you.
Oh, my
Bottom
gosh.
line.
All right. I never even thought of that. That's funny. I'll take your word for it. I believe you're right now.
It reminds me of that book, He's Just Not That Into You. The guy is like, basically, like, look, a guy never loses a girl's phone number, so quit making that excuse. Maybe he lost my number. Maybe I should call him. No. A guy will never, he will go through hell and high water to contact you if he's interested.
Perhaps he just has visions of when Ron Goldman was with Nicole Brown Simpson and doesn't want to put himself in that pot. Not that Tom Brady's that guy, but again, get a lot of attention.
You think he's worried Tom's going to cut him?
I'm not saying but Tom, but now you have to worry about this isn't a joke. Now you have to worry about the fact that there's some person out there that's a fanatic that might go, "You're the guy that screwed over Tom's marriage."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like a crazy Tom Brady fan.
Absolutely. And now that you have, again, when Ron Goldman was banging Nicole Brown Simpson, the internet wasn't what it was then. Like, there's no social media, there's no any of that. Now you have all these people that, might think you're doing someone a favor. I'll take this guy out of the picture. Then Tom can have his wife back.
I don't know about that.
You're saying you don't think it happens?
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying if you, as a jiu-jitsu instructor, are with Gisele Bündchen and you're in love with her, there is nothing that will cause you to leave her.
Yeah, I gotcha.
This is just like, everybody's saying stuff about me. Guess we got to break up. Bye. But I get what you're saying. There could be that, but I still don't think that's enough for you to leave somebody you're desperately in love with.
Yeah.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
2 dead, 2 injured in a shooting outside a nightclub in downtown Columbus early this morning. Columbus police called to Avalon on North 5th near Spring Street at about 1:45 a.m. One man pronounced dead at the scene, 3 others taken to the hospital. One of them ended up dying, and the other 2 do seem to be improving, apparently. No word on any arrests, though, so that's pretty wild happening in downtown Columbus overnight. Here's another wild thing that happened in Grove City. Okay. This is all alleged, all right? But Grove City Police and Lancaster Police are all up in this story. So Grove City Police arrested a man who was accused of kidnapping his ex-girlfriend yesterday morning in Grove City. Then driving her down, apparently, allegedly, toward Lancaster, where he lives. The suspect's name is Quintel Bagley. He's 38 years old. Driving her back, I guess they stop off at like a gas station, and I do believe he lets her go, and then he's arrested. So they are able to arrest him yesterday. He ended up being taken to the Fairfield Medical Center for some kind of treatment, and as Grove City officers were escorting him back to their cruiser, he wrenched away and took off running. Ran out of the parking garage, ran into some nearby woods, and is still out there. Apparently what happened after he got away from officers, about 1:30 in the afternoon, he's believed to have broken into a nearby home and stealing a car.
Is this back in Grove City?
No, this is still in Lancaster
Okay.
by the Fairfield Medical Center. Steals the car, abandons the car on 33 near the Hamilton Road exit. Grove City police say Bagley was last seen on foot. I guess he carjacked someone else at about 4:45 p.m. yesterday. That vehicle was then found abandoned at about 5:30 p.m. And then there's no word since. So Lancaster police say that Bagley, who lived in Lancaster, so the Lancaster police are involved in this as well, they say Bagley should absolutely be considered dangerous, that he has an extensive criminal history, and he is also a registered sex offender. If you go to any of the news websites here, local news webs, 10 TV, NBC4i.com, they do have a picture of him, and you're being asked to just call 911, don't approach him, etc. But as far as the latest reporting goes, this guy is still on the loose.
Dude, stay out of Grove City. Leave my people alone.
Yeah, right. Well, how you guys are going to be interested in this full circle move in New York. The governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, has announced that she is considering a ban on face masks in the New York City subway system. Now, they were required during COVID, all the way up to September 2022. You could not get on a subway without a face mask on, right?
You couldn't do anything without a face mask.
Yeah, she is working with lawmakers in the state of New York to craft a bill to prohibit face masks on the subway now because of the apparent amount of crimes and threats of crime committed on the subway by people wearing face masks.
How about that?
Yeah, so she says there will be common sense exemptions for health or cultural or religious reasons. So I don't know how that prevents any criminal from just saying, religiously, I must wear this mask so that I can commit crimes. But
is she sure that New Yorkers know what a face mask is?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I just thought that was an interesting full circle move for the state of New York.
Oh my God.
And those are your 3 things.
Good morning, Blitz. Thick Kelly Lewis, 7:09. Friday's finally here. Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Should I get my husband something because he really does take on the brunt of the Moses activity during the day?
Have it come from Moses.
Yes, right. Like sign it with some paw prints or something.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Is that something annoying to real fathers when people who only have pets celebrate Father's Day?
Have a card say, you get to take care of me all day today.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I like that idea. How can I still get out of walking the dog?
Right.
No.
No.
Oh, Lauren and I do that.
But I don't know if, like, people, do you celebrate Mother's and Father's Day when you don't have kids like me?
Yeah.
You just have pets.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work. It's not kid-level work. It's not child-level work. But there's a level of work that I'm not real happy with.
Teaching the dogs how to use the internet so they can shop online for Mother's Day gifts is a challenge.
That is a challenge. You're right.
I'll tell you what, this guy's not getting anything for Father's Day. This was on Family Feud. Steve Harvey's reaction is priceless when this guy gave what they say is the dumbest answer ever given on Family Feud.
Women love a man in uniform. Men love a woman in what?
I'm going to get myself in trouble with my wife, but the kitchen.
Jeff, I gotta tell you,
I'm not going home.
that's about the stupidest thing you could have said.
My first answer when he said men love a woman in what? I thought an apron. That's what I thought.
Oh, really?
So I'm kind of along those guys' lines, and that's sort of when you're on the spot, that's the first thing you think of.
Well, if it's just an apron.
So you're
okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Turns it into
just
something
an
like
apron.
really sexy. Got it. Okay.
Now, yeah, you're going back to the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, man. The woman's place is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
were all the other answers taken? You couldn't think
Right.
of anything else?
But the thing is it so bad to want your spouse, man or woman, to be in there making you a delicious sandwich? That's such a nice gesture of love. Like, I love having a sandwich made for me.
Let me just so we're clearing the floor here. I'm not allowed to adopt a child from Uganda in the hopes that they will become a professional basketball player one day and keep me in the financial world that I want to live in. But you can say how great it is that a spouse should be in the kitchen making you a delicious sandwich.
Well, not should be. I'm just saying it's a lovely gesture. I love that.
That I do want to say, in his defense, I do want to add that. They were asked, a man loves a woman what? And he said in the kitchen. He didn't say her place is in the kitchen. That doesn't mean he doesn't
Right.
love her in the kitchen.
And honestly, one of my great, I feel happy about, I make dinner. I make dinner in our house. And I hate cooking, but I do love giving Charlie something to eat at the end of all the stuff I hate.
So why
I
don't you
love
just get
doing
takeout?
that.
There you
Well,
go.
I could. Yeah, I could. That solves the problem.
I
But
know.
I'm just saying, it's just kind of nice to be able to give somebody something that they really want and need.
I put no love in the meals I cook.
My wife loves me in the kitchen. I know that.
Yeah, see?
know? So-
Like, is that such a bad thing to, like, really enjoy a freshly made sandwich by someone who's not you? I mean,
Hey, well, maybe you'd like to send Dad to see Daniel Tosh for Father's Day because
It's a
he
good
will
idea.
be at Mershon Auditorium Sunday. We've also got Sarah Silverman tickets. She'll be at Mershon Sunday, November 3rd. Those tickets go on sale this morning at 10 a.m. You can have your pick. Just text the word choice to 99700. Text choice to 99700, and you get to pick which show you want to go to.
Cumbersome is the word. And a song on a Friday. It's the Morning Blitz. Tick, Kelly Lewis. 724. Congratulations to Curtis Hoover. Picking up tickets to see Sarah Silverman from Utica.
I was just going to do that. You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, that's awesome.
Can you guys make coffee drinks like a barista?
No.
Oh, no.
I do have a what are those things called? A foam
Espresso maker?
No.
Cappuccino
like
maker?
the handheld foamer, I guess is what it is.
Wow.
You know, I do that every day with my milk. I love like a foamy milk, and with my coffee. So I do that. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean like putting together we went to Megan, who works in our sales office, and I went the other day to talk to Chaplain Otto, who's a great dude. And we were in the coffee shop, and I was watching the barista, and all I could think of is, what a good trick to have to be able to make coffee drinks.
You got to have the tools.
You do.
Yep.
But when you think if people are coming over, oh, hey, let me whip you up a matcha tea latte.
No, I wouldn't know where to start.
Okay.
Never did that.
What do you want? I got mocha or vanilla chai.
Matcha is really hard to make too.
Yeah.
So that takes some skill.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you smash a customer's car windshield out like a barista?
If the need arose.
That sounds easier than making a matcha
I think I
latte.
have a better chance at doing that than I do making that latte.
Yeah, this barista in Seattle, she was dealing with this angry customer about how much the guy's drinks cost. And he pulled up to the drive-thru, got out of his car, basically caused them to close down the drive-thru, and it was up at the window because she was charging him for a cup of ice water. Well, they don't get those cups for free, dude. I mean, when you go to pretty much any fast food place, they don't care what you're drinking, especially if it's self-serve, where you walk over, like we were talking the other day about the machine, Lewis, and how we used to make suicides and stuff with those. They give you a cup when you order a drink. They give you a cup. That's what you're paying for. The cup, straw, the lid, what's in it, whether it's water or Coke or Pepsi, they don't care. They're going to charge you for that cup. Well, he didn't like that. So he's arguing with her, and he would not, again, he's blocking the traffic from the drive-thru. He's out of his car at the drive-thru window.
This is a man with years of unresolved anger.
Probably.
That's why this is happening.
And so he's got whatever his coffee drink thing was and his cup of water, and he's sitting them on the ledge, and she opens the window, and he wants his money back, and she said no. She said, "Are you taking these, or I'm throwing them away?" And she picks them up, the drinks, because he had set them on the ledge of the drive-thru window. And then that's when it starts, and she's like trying to get him to get in his car and leave, and here's the audio.
Give me the $5. No, there is no $5. You got 2 drinks. That's not how that works.
Nobody's gonna make me.
You don't mean I'm going to throw this on you. You want me to throw this on you? Get in your car and leave.
I can handle the disrespect. The violence, that's where the line is crossed. There's not a refund policy. You thought that you were going to throw drinks on me, and you're going to pay for a new windshield, and it's going to ruin your day. And I posted on social media, and I had comments that were like, oh, he didn't actually put hands on you. So is that the level to which a woman is allowed to fight back?
So he asked for the drinks back, and when she gave them back, he then threw them on her. Hit the drive-thru window and everything, and then got back in his car. Then she reaches out with a hammer and puts it through his windshield.
Hammer?
Yeah.
Where did she get a hammer?
I don't know, but it was literally a hammer. And she hit his windshield, and it went right through the windshield. So he goes and pulls over and calls the police. The police come. They have surveillance video. They watch the video, and they said she was defending herself. They didn't charge anybody, and they told him to leave.
Wow.
But,
he did start it. And he did get violent.
He did. He absolutely, by, throwing alcohol, or not alcohol, but liquid at her.
Now, he was already back in the car, so she reached out with a hammer, but she wasn't really being threatened at the moment.
No.
But I don't hate that she did it, but I also feel like it could go either way.
Yeah, right. Because, people, like she said, people said, well, he didn't put hands on you. And she said, well, at what point?
He threw drinks at her.
Yeah, at what point is she allowed to defend herself?
I'm surprised, though, because that's against equal force, though. I mean, what the equal force thing is, right? If you can punch me in the face, I can punch you back. But if you punch me in the face and I stab you,
right?
I took it a step too far.
Did you, though?
Well, not you, but I mean in general.
What if you feel your life is at risk? How does that work?
Again, is your life at risk? I'm not defending him.
Ooh, this is another good discussion for sure. Yeah,
I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying he's a jerk, but there's a difference between throwing water on someone and now you took a hammer and damaged my property or my person.
Mm-hmm.
You took it a step far. You went above equal force.
I hear you.
I also feel like the whole thing, just listening to the video, could have been resolved if she just gave him a refund. Now, she already made the drinks. I don't know if they do that at Starbucks, but it's just like, is it worth the $5 drink to then have this whole escalation? It's his fault, granted. The escalation was his fault.
This place is called the Taste of Heaven Espresso.
But if she just would have said, oh, gosh, okay, here's your $5 back. My gosh, get out of here. Then it would have been over. I'm not saying she was in... It just feels like that's where the escalation started, is that she did not like his attitude. So she was like, you're not getting your money back, bro.
For the record, I'm not defending him.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
I
hear what
it.
you're saying.
I'm the same with you. I feel like it could go either way. Once the guy's back in his car, he threw a drink at you. That sucks. You wouldn't give him his money back. There's a fight. He got back in his car, and then you reached out with a hammer and busted his windshield.
So now you've caused damage to his car on top of it. So you took it a further step. He didn't damage your property. And again, throwing a glass of water on somebody is a lot different than hitting them with a hammer.
And the coffee.
Yeah. Ron from Subway said that he charges 50 cents for water or whatever it is. I lost the text, but he was saying that if somebody just wants water, he charges them 50 cents for the cup and the straw.
Okay. And that's fine. I get that.
Is it crazy of me to think, just listening to the audio, that she wanted to fight. Now, I'm not blaming her. I don't want to victim blame because she did get drinks thrown at her. That is not cool. This guy should have been escorted out of there by the cops.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to do to somebody who's working a drive-through. Like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
But I also felt like she was up for the fight.
Yeah.
She was up for it.
Well,
she's like, let's go,
She
buddy.
She doesn't
back down.
She doesn't go by the saying that the customer's always right.
No. When I feel like if she was...
Sometimes you can't, man. Sometimes the customer is not right,
If she wanted to avoid a fight, she could have given him his $5 back. It's $5. It's not worth this whole thing. But she was just like, nah, not this time, buddy. You're not going to pull one over on me.
Oh, we got the great text. F around and find out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It is when and somebody mentioned assault with a deadly weapon. Well, she didn't assault him.
Yeah, just the
There was
windshield.
no assault. She just, she did property damage.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I was like, you know what? He was an a-hole, man. Screw him. He deserved what he got.
7:41 on your morning blitz. Thick Kelly Lewis. Father's Day weekend. Or Father's Day, of course, being Sunday.
Yeah.
Some call it Father's Day. If it's
Some
just
call
a
it,
deadbeat dad, it's just another Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. Weekend of the U.S. Open golf tournament.
Yeah, that's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice hot weekend.
Hot next week.
Yeah, next week. Okay.
Well, it's going to hit 90 on Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be gorgeous, sunny and 83.
Perfect.
Great day for some cheap family entertainment. So that, this is how you might be able to make a great day for dad cheap on Sunday. We don't have this here, but this is one family, one way they do it. The biggest Buc-ee's, which we're getting one in Huber Heights soon, I believe.
Yes.
It'll be the first one in Ohio.
Yep.
But the biggest one is down in Luling, Texas. And this guy said he took the kids through the car wash at this Buc-ee's down there in Texas. Just for the entertainment factor. It was $7.50 to go through the car wash at Buc-ee's. But their car wash, like this Buc-ee's has 120 gas pumps. That's how big it is.
Whoa.
All right. For $7.50, the car wash ride is 250 feet long. You get beaver projections on your windshield. So the kids are loving this. The most powerful dryers you've ever seen and some intense free vacuums. He said it's just for $7.50. The kids love this thing. Going through this car wash.
That's so funny.
Right?
Yes.
And so I'm like, well, that's some cheap family entertainment. So what else can you do for cheap family entertainment? Now, I have one.
Okay.
And it's gold. I'm telling you, anybody who's listening right now can do this. Tomorrow would be a great day for it. Sunday would be a great day for it because it's going to be hot and sunny. You go to either one of the, either the Galena boat ramp or the Marina boat ramp, which is the Hollenbach Road boat ramp. At Alum Creek. You can also do this at Deer Creek, anywhere the boat ramp is really busy. There's picnic tables there, there's grills, how you could cook out, sit there and eat, and watch people put their boats in and out of the lake. Some of them know what they're doing.
Okay.
Some of them definitely do not, and it's hysterical. I mean, I am talking some great entertainment. Back in the mid-'90s, this guy pulled up. He had one of those big, fun cruiser boats, right? He backs his boat down to the lake, gets out. I'm not joking. He unhooks his trailer from the boat and lets the boat back down into the lake. And like, did he just do what I think he did? Then he gets, parks with no trailer, gets in the boat. He's cruising out and he's trying to take off. He cannot get this boat to go up on plane because when a boat takes off, it rises up onto the surface of the water. And he comes back and it just won't, it's not running right. And I'm like, well, yeah. The boat trailer's still connected to the friggin' boat.
Yeah.
He unhooked the trailer and left the trailer hooked to the boat. It's under the boat in the water.
Whoops.
I'm like, you idiot. Did nobody tell you how to do this? Would you just go buy a boat today and came right out here and put it in the water? Never did it before. And so his buddy had to back the truck down and get behind the truck, and he's, giving it gas to get the trailer to come back up. It took them forever to get this trailer hooked back onto the truck so that they could then let the boat off the trailer. And I'm over here dying laughing. I'm like, you idiot. But you see this. No, I've never seen anything to that level since then, but you will see a lot of funny stuff. People have no idea what they're doing.
Now, that was the downfall of the 4 stars of Seinfeld on the Seinfeld finale. They got in trouble for violating what was called the Good Samaritan law, where they saw somebody in trouble and they didn't help. They just laughed at them. Kind of what you're doing at the boat ramp, just laughing at people.
He wasn't in trouble.
You could get violation of the Good Samaritan law if there was such a thing. And there's not, so it's good. But I'm just saying,
that when like somebody's in like
yeah, but you're
danger?
Yeah, but you're kind of laughing at people's trouble. I mean, I guess it's funny.
Yeah, I was laughing at this guy's stupidity.
But did you go out and say, I know what I'm doing, let me help you?
No, you
because you know what you're doing. You just stood there and laughed at him. That's kind of mean.
Well, I mean, he had already. There was nothing I could do. He had already dropped it and took off in the boat. You know, this
That
is when
is
he
pretty funny.
and he's coming back. He's got his friend with him.
Okay, you're right. It's funny. It's
and there was
funny.
a guy on the dock who told him, "Hey, man, you still got your trailer stuck to the boat." I'm like, "Wow, unbelievable!" I couldn't believe it. I don't know if that's ever happened anywhere else in the world ever, other than that day back. It was like 1995. Oh man, anybody who's a boater listening right now understands how ridiculous this is.
All right, so that's Thick Rick's cheap entertainment, to go laugh at people who don't know what they're doing.
Well, at the boat ramp, yeah.
At the boat ramp, yeah, at the boat
it
ramp.
is. I'm telling you, man, it is some great entertainment. Just sit there and watch these people. They're clueless. So
it's not quite as fun as throwing sticks in front of rollerbladers and seeing what happens, but it's entertaining.
all right, well, maybe you guys have
Everybody
something.
has their own form of cheap entertainment.
You know, 99.
Yeah, yours both involve making fun of people and making them trip and fall.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's how bad we are as human beings. If you see someone fall, your first reaction is to laugh. Then you make sure they're okay, and then you continue laughing if they are.
That's why when you fall, your first reaction is to look around and see if anybody saw you, because you know you're getting laughed at.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, Mike sent in a link. He said the second video shows exactly what I'm talking about. I wonder if he's got video of somebody doing this.
I hope it's the
Great.
video of it happening and you're in the background laughing. That's what I want to see.
Oh, Luke says kick it up a notch. Take number cards and score them like the Olympics when you're watching these people at the boat ramp.
Oh, like hold up a big number.
10. That guy got a 10. That guy got the greatest score of all time.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. We've got another text. Me and my dad used to watch the boat shenanigans every weekend. Best entertainment, people watching
that's
things.
so funny
ever.
that people do that regularly.
I'm telling you, man, it is fun to watch. Cody says frisbee golf. Great cheap entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple sets of discs. I like that. We got a spot right down here by the river.
There's a disc golf course. It's called Lobdell Reserve. It's in Alexandria. And when I tell you about the amount of ticks at Lobdell Reserve and at the disc golf, I don't know how you people do it. How are you not getting tick bites all the time? There are so many ticks over there. Ugh.
Maybe some Deep Woods Off is in use.
Does that help with ticks?
I don't know.
I got some natural stuff and it doesn't work.
Maybe you can borrow some Orion Sex Panther. That keeps everything away.
There you go.
All right, give us your great cheap entertainment at 99,700.
Possum Kingdom on the Morning Blitz, 7:53 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Happy Friday.
Yes.
All right, we're talking cheap entertainment. Thick Rick likes to go to a variety of boat ramps and watch people try to put their boats in the water and just laugh at the hilarious mistakes people make.
Byron.
I was going to say, you're not alone.
Yeah, no.
We got a bunch of people who said, there's even a YouTube channel, I guess, of people who set up at boat ramps and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Byron said just a case of Bud Light in the hub.
Okay, Byron. By the way, Kelly Matt said, yes, Lobdell is Tick City.
It is so bad over there. It's so bad. We had Mike who said he just put tick collars on.
Flea and tick collar around his ankles.
Around his ankles and his neck.
Is that true? Come on, seriously, Mike, is that true?
He said yes. He said it's no different than people wearing those mosquito bands.
Walmart is good entertainment.
Yes.
People watching.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I've always said, if you want to feel better about yourself, there's two places you can go to make that happen. Traffic court, so you can see all the other cases that come in that let you realize that your life really isn't that bad, and Walmart.
Now you're shaming Walmart.
I've frequented both, so
Yeah.
you're welcome
Same
to
here.
come make fun of me
Same
all day
here.
long if you want.
No, I'm just saying you're in there for traffic court, which is a kind of a, it sucks. You're there for but when you see some of the other cases that happen during traffic court, you're like, yeah, things are good over here.
We can all say, I don't belong here. I'm
Right.
just here. This is a crazy coincidence that I'm here.
Same thing at Walmart, ironically.
Brian?
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to read that one too.
Brian Charles said geocaching, good, cheap entertainment.
I've never done it.
I haven't either, but
it
I would.
sounds fun.
Yeah, I would do it, absolutely.
Geocaching sounds like a blast.
Something I'd be into for sure.
I've also seen those little stones that people leave, the painted, like, flat stones where
I have a
people will
collection of
paint on
those.
them. Those look fun.
I picked those up.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are you supposed to, like, is it for a... I never know what to do. Like, I just leave them there because I figured somebody's, like, decorating, but I didn't know if they were leaving them there to be picked up for people to sort like a little rock collection or something. I don't
Keep
know.
'em. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to take them home so it makes you happier? Isn't that the purpose?
It might be. I have no idea. Yeah. That's really nice. You say you have a little collection of those. That's fun.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Dustin says, we enjoy watching semis get hung up on the bells at the intersection here in town. I don't know what that intersection
That
is.
is absolutely, this person has to be talking about Johnstown.
Oh,
There is
okay.
a bell at the Four Corners in Johnstown, and semis get hung up on that thing so regularly, it's like almost a joke now.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Ray says, I like to go to dairy farms because my dad said he was going to get milk, but he hasn't come back. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
I mean, you just got to wait a little longer.
Went out for a pack of cigs, eh?
I should have read that in advance.
It's only been 22 years. I know he's coming sooner than later.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
I do not understand this, okay? The owners of Eastland Mall have been racking up fines since 2022 when the property was declared a public nuisance. And then Eastland Mall Holdings LLC was found in contempt because they weren't cleaning up the property. Judge gave them a $3,500 fine and another $250 for every day that they did not clean up the property. That was in September 2022. We are now in June of 2024. Nothing's been done. Nothing's been done. So a judge...
I thought it was gone.
No, Eastland?
Yeah.
The
I'm
property is-
sorry, Eastland. I
Yeah.
don't know why I was thinking of Northland. Never
No,
mind. Never
Eastland.
mind. Ignore me.
The Eastland Mall area could just
Yeah.
pray for a situation like Northland.
Right.
Northland's completely redone. So anyway, they never did anything. They still own the place, right? And the property. So a judge this week found the Eastland Mall owners in contempt again. Like, these people are not paying fines. They're not cleaning it up. So why finding them in contempt again is going to make a difference when they're not already paying fines? I don't understand. But this time, Eastland Mall Holdings LLC was given a $10,000 penalty, and they'll be paying $1,000 every day that the property isn't cleaned up.
Okay, but they're not... You're saying they're not
already
actually
not
paying it.
Yeah, so this is on top of what's been racked up since 2022.
Are they broke?
Well, I don't know, but I'm like, that doesn't seem to be the route to get this thing fixed up. I don't know how you do it. This old mall property is filled with litter, with solid waste, meaning people are pooping on this property.
Oh.
Tons of graffiti. Who cares? Broken concrete, and I guess a big sinkhole has appeared in the parking lot over the last year.
Man, from all that pooping.
So yeah, maybe it's just a natural toilet opening up for the people who were pooping in the parking lot. Now the mall's still standing, right? Eastland.
I guess so.
I mean, do we have what's the
'cause
sitch?
They had all those weird. It was like a flea market type thing there
Right.
for a while.
So are people squatting in there? Do you think right now?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know what's going on.
They are when they poop.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I'm wondering if it is actually the toilet for the people who have made their way inside the mall. I don't know that there's anybody in there. Just asking.
What are we doing?
Anyway, apparently City Attorney Zach Klein has the right to demolish the whole mall at the defendant's expense. if the property's not brought up to code. It hasn't been brought up to code in 2 years, but he has not taken that step yet.
Yeah, why? Why? Just do it.
Not sure. Maybe they're hoping against hope that this company will do the right thing and giving them every last opportunity to do so, because, it's going to be at the city's expense at this, if I don't know if they can.
I thought you said he could do it at their expense.
He could, but they're already not paying fines.
Right.
You think they're going to pay another
I know, but has
cost?
anybody taken them to court?
They've been taken to court twice now and been found in contempt twice.
I know, but I mean for not paying the fines. Have
Yeah,
they been taken
this-
to court for that? For not paying
I
the
don't
fines?
know if that was involved in this or not.
Something needs done to them. They have no incentive to do anything if they're not going to just,
Right.
oh, well, you're fined. Okay, well, I'm not going to pay it, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm sure there's a method to the madness here that I don't understand, but it's just wild.
Wow.
I haven't driven by that property in quite a long time, so I don't know what it's like, but from all descriptions, it's disgusting.
Ugh.
A new CDC study says that around half of gun owners in the United States are not storing them correctly. And they studied 8 states. Gun owners in 8 states were surveyed for this report, and that included Ohio. And the way you're supposed to store a gun is unloaded and locked up with some type of cable lock or trigger lock or lockbox or safe or something like that, with the ammunition locked away separately. That's how you're supposed to.
In your house?
In your house. Now, the whole reason for this was talking about how the fact that firearms are the leading cause of death in the United States for children ages 0 to 19. They're dead by firearms. Most of those deaths are unintentional. And they're saying a lot of times it's because a firearm is not stored properly. And that means they are either stored loaded and not in a lockbox, unloaded and not in a lockbox with the ammunition nearby, etc. So it's just interesting. Yeah.
I just don't understand the point of having a gun for self-defense if it's not loaded.
Well, yes. Now, we have a rifle at home for self-defense.
Right.
But
like if I've got a gun in my lockbox next to my bed in case somebody breaks in, what good is it if it's not loaded?
Well, and if it's all locked up, what does it matter?
Use the thumb. You get the thumbprint lockbox. Thumb on, open.
No,
bam.
but I mean, I'm saying, what does it matter if it is loaded in a lockbox? It's ready to go then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's just easier for a kid to somehow be able to get into the lockbox. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You use the.
You don't think
everybody
a kid bring that lockbox up to your thumb when you're sleeping? You don't think that happens?
Okay, come on.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of any scenario.
I think a kid finds a gun when he's snooping around when nobody's around.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's in a lockbox that requires your thumbprint, nobody else can open that lockbox.
Yeah.
We
have ours is unloaded. We don't have kids in the household either, but we've got I know every time I say it's a clip, people correct me on it. What's it called? This it has like 10 rounds in it, and then you snap it into the gun.
That's a clip?
I always call it a clip, and people tell me I'm wrong. So whatever that's called, that's separate from the gun.
Lewis, isn't that a clip?
Yeah.
I don't know what else would you call it?
Magazine?
Or maybe I've called it a magazine and it's a clip, but it's not a magazine.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
It's the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing that holds the bullets.
The thing that holds the bullets is separate. So what we would just need to do is grab it and snap it in place.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only security measure we take with our gun.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know, guys. Just thought you'd be interested in that. Let me tell you that Pope Francis this morning met with a bunch of comedians from around the world just to basically say, hey, thanks for making everybody laugh, because this world's kind of gross right now, and like people are not in good places, etc. And you guys are the reason that, we all have something in common. We can all laugh together. Those in attendance from the U.S., they had comedians from around the world, but we had Whoopi Goldberg, Jimmy Fallon, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Chris Rock, Stephen Colbert, and Conan O'Brien. All got to meet with the Pope this morning. I thought that was kind of neat, pretty fun. And those are your 3 things.
8:25 on the Morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis on a Friday. And congrats to Tina Shepard from Lewis Center. Going to see Daniel Tosh on Sunday. Father's Day, no less.
Is she going to bring her dad? Her husband, who is a dad? Dad?
Good question.
Tina, are you going to bring a dad with you?
It's a good question. I mean, the option is there.
The option's there.
If that's what you want to do. So, yay.
So we got some bad news from the UFC.
Yeah. Everybody was kind of looking forward to it. The Conor McGregor fight is being postponed.
Shock. What the
I got to be
hell?
honest. I didn't think it was going to happen.
What?
I was
Really?
hoping it would. Because you know what I think? I don't think Conor McGregor wants to fight anymore.
Well, then why even? Why schedule it? I don't understand.
To get some attention for a few months?
For what?
I don't know.
The guy's
just
so
because
friggin' rich now. I
you
mean,
like to be in the spotlight.
you know, the money he would make from that fight is nothing compared. Like, what do you get from the Mayweather thing? Over $100 million he won from the Mayweather fight.
Yeah, fight's canceled, or the new main event is going to happen, but Dana White announced that Conor had to pull out of the fight due to the injury.
What injury?
Didn't say.
Oh, of course it didn't.
So
You get a hangnail?
I don't know. The cancellation has been an expected move in recent days after a press conference for the event was suddenly canceled last week. The fight seemed to be in jeopardy when the UFC began searching for replacements. So,
he was afraid of the guy?
there is optimism that the contest will take place at a later date, maybe August, September.
Jeez.
Which timeline could still be up to change depending on the severity of the injury that we don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to fight. I think he made all his money on the Floyd Mayweather fight. He's lost the last 2 fights he's had in the UFC. He's gotten older, and I don't think he needs it. He's got his booze, and now that TKO owns UFC, he could transition into WWE. Sugar and I were talking about this 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Does this not kind of remind you of Mike Tyson, Jake Paul? I mean, Mike Tyson's not going to fight Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson will fight Jake Paul.
You think?
It's already rescheduled.
They moved
Yeah,
that
that's
because
rescheduled. That doesn't mean anything, as we found out.
Tyson had a legitimate injury, and I think they were more worried about Tyson's age and the medical aspect of that. And if you let him fight too soon and there is a medical complication, you open yourself up to a lot of stuff because it's a sanctioned fight now. It's not an exhibition.
Yeah, we know he had that issue on the plane.
So he had a legitimate medical. I don't think Conor McGregor wants to fight. I think he's past that stage in his life, and good on him if he is.
I don't fear this limited set.
Are you sure?
I mean, I think he's always been a talker.
Yeah.
How's this suit look?
Yeah, okay.
But, and again,
His little arms. What is that? His little...
His little legs, his little core, his little head, his little legs.
I think if he loses, he's done. But I think he wants to be done either way. But I think his ego steps in and goes, I don't want anybody to see me lose again.
Yeah, I don't want to walk out on a loss.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Or walk into the sunset with a loss on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you look worse by then not having the fight.
Sure.
So,
you
I
do.
mean, what do you...
I mean, doesn't
you
he
know?
already look bad? Like, he's not a great dude, is he? Conor McGregor?
I mean, you know...
People love him.
Talking about personally.
Personally.
You know...
People love
he's
him.
done some things that, don't favor him. As a fighter, though, I always loved him. I loved his press conference. I loved all the crap, the trash talk. I loved all of it.
That's the thing. It's funny because back in the day, Dana White, on a dozen different occasions, UFC is not WWE. Conor McGregor's shtick and character has always been WWE.
Several of those guys, though. I mean, look
Same
at the
Chael
Diaz brothers.
Sonnen.
Chael was a preacher, man.
Right.
The Diaz brothers. I mean, there's a lot of
All
guys
those
in
guys.
there. They talk trash, man.
Yeah.
But that's, to me, that's part of the
Bisping,
fun.
to an extent, was the same way.
So that's the difference, though. You know, they do that in WWE, but in the UFC, it's, these are real fights.
Oh, yeah, so...
I mean...
I don't know. So I kind of expected it to happen, but, at the same time, I'm a little disappointed because I wanted to see it win or lose. It would have been fun.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the fight.
And Tina says her date, who is a dad and grandpa.
Very nice. I love it.
Cool, sober. Morning Blitz, 8:41. Conspiracy theories on a Friday from a year-old slap heard round the world. Stick Kelly and Lewis.
The infamous slap. We played this audio earlier this morning, and then we discovered these conspiracies that were going around online. So I want to play the audio for you again. It's from Rob Schneider, actor and comedian, who is good friends with Chris Rock. They've been in movies together. Also Adam Sandler, well, pretty much all those guys in the grown-up movies are all tight.
Right.
And they were talking about, Will Smith and his slap of Chris Rock at the Oscars. And Rob was asked, he was on this show called the Kyle and Jackie O Show, which is like the biggest radio show in Australia. It's out of Sydney on KIIS. And that's where Rob was. And he was asked if he had spoke to Chris after the incident, and here's what he had to say.
Did you ever speak to Chris Rock after the slap? Because he's your mate.
Yeah.
I would have been straight on the phone if it was my mate getting slapped.
No, but
Going,
I was in a sticky situation because I was actually, an elected official of the union at the time.
Oh.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. That he's really an asshole.
But
he's a deep, dark thing. To do that in front of all those people and to a really great, legendary comedian who's literally the best comedian of our generation.
Sure.
You wouldn't have like this whole wave of comedy that came after if it wasn't for Chris Rock. He's kicked open the doors. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I wanna know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say...
Like the nicest,
yes,
most wonderful... He's a liar. Complete, utter fraud.
Man.
All right. So, we were talking about this morning, and it's like, okay, maybe is he just, trying to get some attention, or does he really feel this? I felt like, in his mind, to him personally, I felt like he was being genuine. That's how he really feels about Will Smith. And then, Lewis, you started finding all these people who had conspiracies about the whole slap to begin with.
There's a lot of people that believe that it was orchestrated by both of them.
It was like from a scene from, what was it? From a movie or something?
From a movie like a long time ago.
That they recreated this actual scene from this movie?
But here's my thing with a lot of this. Much like a lot of people who thought the pandemic was a hoax, and Rick, you've said this 1,000 times, you can follow the money trail.
Yeah, always follow the money if you want to know the truth.
And if the pandemic is the hoax and you were the one that pulled it off, then you live alone on an island and can never tell anybody about it because
Right.
billion-dollar entities stopped in their tracks for 18 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't happen for a joke.
Right.
Same thing with this. Will Smith took a 10-year... The 10-year ban's not the big deal, but he took a pretty big hit with movies that got postponed or canceled altogether.
His whole reputation.
His reputation.
It's been,
and
shot.
I stand by what I said at the first time I said it. Will Smith may very well be an a-hole to some people in life. I don't think anybody who has that kind of money and that kind of position gets there by being a nice guy. I don't believe that in any walk of life.
Right. No, you have to be ruthless.
At some point in time, you were an a-hole to somebody.
Right.
So maybe Schneider didn't like that because he was an a-hole to one of his friends. Maybe he was an a-hole to Rob. I don't know. What I do know is Will Smith is a human. And I think he reached his breaking point that night. And he had a bad day, which is something we are all capable of. I think his marriage has been under scrutiny for years.
Yeah.
I think his wife is a perfect example of how there can be domestic abuse, but it's coming from the female and it's directed towards the male. I don't think Jada's a good person. I think it's obvious if you watch any of her stuff that she's ever talked about at her Red Table, whatever it used to be.
Well, my question is if it was a bad moment for him and he hit a breaking point, then why didn't he make right?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but maybe you're hoping that it was just over and you moved past it and you glazed. I mean, again, there's 100 different reasons. I don't know.
Right. Now, but there are people who believe that it was all scripted
between both of them.
And what would be the motive for that?
And that's why I can't figure out why it was scripted, because neither one of them needed help. I believe more Rob Schneider saying something like this is to further his career, because he hasn't been in his whole bread and butter was Adam Sandler. And don't bring up Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. None of those movies made any amount of money that the Sandler movies made. He hasn't been in a Sandler movie since like the second Grown Ups or whatever it was, because there's some kind of falling out there.
His net worth is $8 million.
Right. Will
Rob
Smith
Schneider.
and Chris Rock, both substantially longer.
Will Smith, $350 million.
Right. So you don't need, neither Chris Rock at the time nor Will Smith needed a career boost. Both of them still had viable careers that were doing fine. So what's the benefit to them scripting it out?
That's what I'm saying.
There isn't one.
Yeah, why? But there's people all over that are talking about this movie scene that they ripped off to do this, and I'm like, Well, so you're going to let Will Smith be suspended? He's banned from the Academy Awards for 10 years, and you guys would just allow that to happen for some conspiracy.
That's why I say, why does Will Smith need to script a conspiracy thing? He was up for and won an Academy Award. That's the pinnacle of your career. At that point, you're doing okay. You don't need any help. So I don't know if I don't know that the conspiracy theory there holds up.
Another interesting angle, I think, to this story is the Rob Schneider angle, that he has been really out there with his. I think he's a real conservative.
He is.
And then he just made everybody in Canada mad over some date he had. Now he's saying the stuff about Will Smith. It's really an interesting angle to his stand-up career and his career in general, that he is 100% on board with crapping on people that I would assume most celebrities would never do.
Yeah.
Most celebrities would never say that, even if they felt it about Will Smith or anybody. But he is in this era of his career where he's just no holds barred.
Yeah, him and Roseanne.
I'm not anti Rob Schneider at all.
We just interviewed him not too long ago.
Great interview. I've met him a few times.
Yeah, he's been in here a couple of times.
Awesome. He's a lot of fun to talk to. He's a good dude, or at least he comes across that way. I like Rob Schneider. I'm just saying, I agree with the sense that Will has probably been an a-hole somewhere along the way, but I don't think that's who he is. You know what I mean? As a whole. I don't know the guy. I just think he's been abused by Jada for years. And it just finally hit.
Again, though, we don't know these people.
And we don't know.
There's so many people in Hollywood you hear this and that about, and you never know if it's true, but we don't know them. We don't know behind. All we know is what we see on television or on the movie screen. And by the way, speaking of the movie screen, I just wanted to mention, Deuce Bigalow did gross over $100 million on a $17 million budget. So it made some pretty good money. But here's Will Smith with the number one movie in America right now.
Right. And there's a lot of my gay friends think that Will Smith is gay. There's a big conspiracy that Will Smith has been actually gay for a lot of years.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Where's
the evidence? Where's the evidence? There's zero evidence to support that. Unless somebody knows something personally. I don't know.
So I don't know.
Who cares if he is?
I just don't think that either nor Chris Rock or Will Smith had careers in the place where they were like, man, we got to do something to boost our career and boost our.
Yeah, but man, jeez.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
All I can say is give me more mouthy celebrities. I like the dirt. I like the juice. I like the controversy. This is obviously Rob Schneider's experience with Will Smith. That's what he's speaking on, but he's kind of trying to make it a general thing.
And
let me pull the curtain back on this guy.
And Chris Rock, we were talking about this off the air earlier. Chris Rock and Rob Schneider, really close. If you see your friend get punched in the face, you're automatically on your friend's side, unless you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Missy said Jada Pinkett Smith has real mega mental problems. She lives in a delusional world, and Will is wrapped up in it. That's her opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't disagree.
I think Will's been abused, and I think for 10 years everything's been under scrutiny. And then he laughed. If you look at the video, he laughed at the joke. And then he saw Jada wasn't laughing. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to do something about this. And I think he snapped. I honestly, God, believe he had a bad day and just lost it.
I better do something or I'm going to catch hell tonight and I ain't in the mood. Deb Clark says, I don't think Dave Grohl has ever been an a-hole.
The only person I've seen him be an a-hole to, and it's 1,055 million% justified, Courtney Love.
Right. Jeez. I don't buy this conspiracy that the slap was set up and all of that stuff. So, just based on what you were just talking about, the way he was laughing and then saw Jada's face and then all of a sudden went up and did that.
He was like, what you said. Oh man, if I don't do something,
I know
somebody's going to do something to me.
But man, so many people believe it's a conspiracy. That's hilarious.
So interesting enough, though. But believe what you want. You're entitled to. It's your opinion.
It's just we only know what we see on TV, and that's all we. And really, that's just such small moments of people's lives, famous people. It's just like it's next to nothing. I mean, when you think about the years of their life, and we get these minutes, and that's it. So it's hard.
Wow.
Okay, let me just, if you're looking for extra celebrity dirt, you got Rob Schneider, you have Roseanne, which you mentioned, and Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer on Roseanne's podcast on YouTube. It's YouTube, yeah. Dirt.
Oh, yeah?
Wild, like crazy conspiracy theories, and I mean, it's stuff you just don't hear celebrities talking about, which is very entertaining.
Yeah, well, that's the thing we get now that we didn't have before. Are these podcasts by these actual celebrities and their experiences, and we never used to get that.
It's like
kind of
Roseanne;
stuff.
she's got nothing to lose.
Right?
Roseanne's got nothing to lose. Rob Schneider's got nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Like these are people who are just going to say now what their truth is because they don't have anything to lose,
and they don't care. Right? And I love it. I think it's great.
Me too.
Give me more.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
An interesting new lawsuit has been filed against Apple, accusing them of paying their female employees less than men in similar roles. Now, the suit was filed in San Francisco by 2 female employees and seeks class action status, which would allow it to represent 12,000 other women who work in the company's engineering, marketing, and Apple Care divisions. Apple maintains that it has gender pay equity, and it has since 2017, and that has not changed. But these women are claiming, look, when we got hired, they asked us what our salary range was or what we were expecting, and then they based our salary based on that and not based on what the position should pay for everyone. Once you're sort of onboarding into the company. So that'll be an interesting case to watch. About 300 hikers say they got sick during trips to a popular Arizona tourist destination that features towering blue-green waterfalls deep in a gorge neighboring the Grand Canyon. Now, I guess reports started coming out on Monday. There were people who were camping at the Havasupai Reservation, which they make a lot of money by hosting people there at that reservation. And apparently a woman claimed, she drank from a spring that was listed as, the water was listed as potable? Okay, whatever way that is.
I don't know.
Drinkable. The water's listed as drinkable. Well, she got really, really sick. She said that she was just so ill. She ended up being able to sort of drag herself out, but she had to use a mule to carry her stuff to her car. But other people were so sick, they had to get helicopter evacuated. I mean, this is pretty wild. Everybody with massive gastrointestinal problems.
Jeez.
Yeah. So anyway, that's an interesting little interruption in people's nice little hiking vacations.
A lot of gassiness going on this morning.
A lot of gassiness, yes. HBO's House of the Dragon, Thick Rick, is being renewed for a 3rd season.
By God, better be.
Okay. Ahead of this Sunday season 2 premiere, the network announced that the Game of Thrones spinoff is being picked up again. So we haven't even gotten the 2nd season, and it's already picked up for a 3rd. The show takes place roughly 200 years before the original series and had the largest premiere audience ever for an original series for both HBO and HBO Max. So we're getting a 3rd season.
Yeah, we're watching the 1st season right now again.
Oh, are you? Yeah. Just to get ready for Sunday?
Yeah, because, I was thinking about this. I binge watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like during the final season of Game of Thrones, we were binge watching it. Never saw it up until then. And I just, one thing I've noticed when I watch, the 1 week at a time, it's not as crisp in my head.
Yeah.
So now I can watch this whole 1st season right up and then immediately start the 2nd season, and it's all fresh in my mind.
Yeah, that's good thinking.
And you're watching it too, aren't you, Lewis? The 1st season?
House of Dragon?
First season again.
First season. But the last season of the original Game of Thrones is still awful.
and you're not sucking me in. No. Kelly can't take it.
I can't take
it. But no better way to start the weekend than with a quick argument about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But man, it's and then we just found out there's another new one. 10,000. Was it 10,000 ships?
Yes.
There's another one.
There's also a Knight of Westeros that's supposed to be in development too.
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
That's
that one we found out about last month, but we just found out yesterday. There's another one called 10,000 Ships.
Nice.
Anything from that world, bring it. I'll watch it. I don't care what it is. So.
All right, those are your 3 things.